I'm not totally sure. Let's see. I think, let me just get the comments dialed in over here and see what we can do. It looks like we are live, but I'm not quite able to get onto the channel here, get onto the video. So if you're here already and you're with us, oh, here we go. There we go. Good morning, Mr. Tortorella. Good morning, friends. We're starting with the A tuning fork today. Good morning, Mr. Grubbs. Good morning, Mr. Haas. I feel like today is a good solid day to get on the breath train. With an A440. I think I might be ready to go. Oh, it is. Hey, Robbie Smith, Mark. Good morning, Mark. Oh yeah, we've got some returning faces. That's great, and we're getting started early in the stream with the commenting. That's great to see, great to witness. What we'll do is we'll get working on some tune-up process. We'll tune, and it seems to me like I was good to go, but let's get that bar flutter going. Sometimes this this bridge doesn't zero out properly, so let me just confirm that we're there. How was yesterday? Did we get any guitar playing in yesterday? G sharp and B. We need an E. A little bit out there. In the evening for about 2 hours. Good. Nice work, man. Nice work. Introducing Denim Dennis's Journeyman song to some local friends on the YouTube video, the one that, you know, the sort of like uploaded by DistroKid or whatever. And what did he say? He said just based on the album cover, he thought it sounded like, he expected it to sound like, let me find this because it's worth probably noting. Based on the, I really love the album, the cover art on that Journeyman. Just wonderful, wonderful artwork. Okay, what did he say? He said he thought it would sound like Delicate Steve, which is, I don't know if any of us are listening to Delicate Steve or not, but Delicate Steve's kind of got a, you know, some guitar tracking with some drums, and it's pretty much melody, like the soundtrack for life. Yeah, nice work on the cover art. He is, agreed, he is incredible. Did he go to like Rhode Island, or where did he go to school? He's definitely got a thing going on. Oh, 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗏, how are you doing today? How are you today? Let's take a look at getting that metronome going. 60 beats per minute. And as we know, for some this is good, and for others this is a challenge to endure. But what we're going to do, let's see. Oh, I saw fingerstyle. Working on Nothing Else Matters. Fingerstyle. Oh, okay. Maybe if you're hanging out for a little while, we'll get to the end of this session and start working a little bit on that fingerstyle. We'll precede next week's efforts a little bit today. So I think next week what I'd like to do, if there's no objection, is grab acoustic guitars or classical guitars and start working on picking hand sequencing for just without any fret hand at all, and maybe spend a morning just working on an approach to right hand posture, to right hand patterning, forward rolls, reverse rolls, all of the fundamental things that we want to absorb. So we'll start today. I think we're in tune. We're pretty close to in tune. We're going to call that almost close enough for jazz, right? Except for it's not really the one. There it is. Wow, Uncle is gonna play. Wow, that Uncle is. Anyone can hit up J Fleck for commissions. He's based in Brooklyn. Oh, he's pretty good. All right, I wonder if we have some friends in that circle. If we share some friends. Aaron Tiba Jameer, Uncle. So I guess Uncle is going to stick around. Uncle, Uncle Jason. This, if for those of us who were there, it's a reference I won't continue to make, but someone did say I reminded them of their uncle. And, you know, for whatever reason, I'm free today, hang out until the end. Awesome. All right, Kevin. All right, so we'll be here talking a little bit about Nothing Else Matters, and then maybe we can discuss what you're working on exactly. God bless your websites, USA, Appleton, Wisconsin. Does Dire Straits from the 70s know about your website? Oh, Jason Bender. Mr. Bender, how are you this morning? I'm not sure if that's what's going on yet or not, but let's wonder about that. USA, Appleton, Wisconsin. Welcome, and thank you for being here again. I think you're starting to become a name I'm recognizing here. Kevin Haas, that would be great, Jason. Let's do it. All right. Kevin, you remember Dire Straits? Can you play music on your guitar? There's a lot going on with Dire Straits, Mr. Knopfler. How often do you have to reset your fine tuners? That's a great question. This seems to be like once in a while you'll run out of thread. So these things will, if you don't use a floating bridge, these things will run out of threads, you know, up or down. But fortunately they'll stop and they won't completely pull out of the guitar. They've got a little workaround for that. But you know, maybe once a month I'll just take a look and make sure the bridge is zeroed out, and so that there's equal pressure on the string set versus the spring set in the back. So you notice I only have 2 springs here, and they're jacked right up. And I like to do this. You can see the bar will flutter around. You can create really cool sounds that way, and I like to, you know, explore that. So 3 springs is a little too much tension, but why don't I go ahead and do this? We're already 9 minutes in, and I'm talking an awful lot this morning. So we'll focus on the breath. We'll focus on the breath and in and out, and we'll start thinking about frets 11 and 12, and we'll go. You'll notice it's dry up here, and my hands are dry, so that's why I keep licking my fingers, and just hopefully to not drop the pick. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4. We'll start with 11 and 12, and we're really focusing on finger movement with the fretting hand. Oh, I did contact YouTube, and I have a sort of a direct line, I guess, to YouTube, and mentioned that the vertical stream is mirrored. Am I still backwards today? It looks like I'm still backwards. Third position, 1E and a 2E and a you know what to do. And if you're just tuning in, stick around. We're working together on our morning guitar ritual. It's a morning ritual for guitar growth. So we're doing all of the things that we would normally need to do in solitude before starting on our programmatic daily journey. So this is just sort of getting the fingers kind of talking the same language, waking them up. You know, it's a little wake up session. So fingers 2 and 3, 1E and a 2E and a TE and a FOE. Mr. Fish was texting me this morning, and he said, "Hey, what's the name of your guitar wake up session?" So maybe we see Mr. Fish, you know, at some point today in the future or whatever. But you know, I think he's getting ready, I don't know if it's today or when he's doing the interview, but he's interviewing another fellow who used to, the photojournalist for Modern Drummer magazine, who he'd like run around and with his Hasselblad and go and shoot images of like Don Henley. And the story was, you know, Don Henley wanted to be photographed. There's a story there. So it involves multiple plane trips and no successful image captures. And finally, you know, there was an image captured. As you can imagine, it's probably, you know, it's a challenge to be busy. As you know, it's a challenge to be busy and just make it here. You know what I mean? Just to make it to seat time in the mornings is somewhat of a miracle. 1E and a 2E and a TE and a FO, fingers 1 and 2. And this is one of those miracles I'm thankful for. Another, you know, all of them. Imagine that, you know, all of the time that passed from the Big Bang, and we're here playing guitar together. Just mind-boggling to me. Really focusing on the pick. I'm using another sort of like a, you know, sort of a run-of-the-mill sort of Dunlop, Jim Dunlop pick, and I'm noticing that it's changing the texture and the tone of the guitar. It's a little brighter, a little spankier sounding, you know. But there's not as much weight behind it either, right? So the Wiegand, the jet, you know, the bluegrass, the white picks that I use, from the Netherlands, the Wiegand picks are just, the material is great. I try not to lose them because they're so expensive. You know what I mean? It's just like, you don't want to buy these things and then lose them, let loose. But they come with the thumb and index finger grip kind of drilled into them, and you know, he's got these available on his website. I don't endorse them for any sort of financial gain or whatever. I've been using these since '09, I think. And they have a bevel. They come pre-beveled, and so you really don't have to do any pick shaping, which is, you know, out of the box. To have a pick come out of the box that you don't need to do a thing to is just somewhat remarkable. So let's take a look at fingers 2 and 4, 3 and 4. Let's start with frets 10 and 12. And oh, I see some hearts coming here. So did I miss something? I could miss something. Chances are I missed something. Let's start with fingers 3 and 4. I'll tell you what, I'll go back and look, and we'll start. I love seeing the likes though. The likes are great. If we can smash that like button, that'd certainly help us out. One really inexpensive way. I don't know how many kilocalories it burns doing it, but feel free to smash that like button if you would like. So let's take a look at 10 and 12, fingers 3 and 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a faux E and a... Oh yeah, the tone is already different, right? It's 1.2 millimeter, I think, or something. Yeah, 1.2 millimeter pig. So I really have to focus on not destroying these 09s, you know what I mean? The string set on this guitar, I think they're 9s. I use 9s everywhere. And if I was going to play in a Stevie Ray Vaughan band, I might start thinking about, you know, individually getting the tension, you know, on my Strat style guitars, like put an 11 on the top and maybe put a, you know, just kind of beef up the top 2 strings and keep that G string a little on the lighter side. But definitely beef up the lower end so I can bang out those root notes, you know, and those kind of percussive elements. So we'll go only up to position 12, you know, today, up and down. So we're starting with frets, fingers 3 and 4 for the first stretch of the day. First stretch of the day always feels really good. Let's take a look at fingers 2 and 3. Frets 10 and 12, 1 E and a 2 E and a you know what to do E and a fingers 2 and 3. And this is a, you'll notice that my fret hand, when I get back to position number 1 area, open position area, it starts to, you know, fall apart a little bit. And then I'm working on keeping my pelvis forward. You know, my pelvis pushed forward. It could be easy for me to sort of lean my body back, and then, but if I keep my pelvis forward, I keep my body, my core strong and focused on doing the work that it needs to do to support me for, you know, a 3-4 hour gig. So that pelvis is, you know, one of those things that we roll it forward. You know, pushing it out there. Perfect if you're playing in that, you know, 80s hair metal spandex band. And so we've got fingers 2 and 3, and we've arrived at the place from whence we came. And that's the finish for that finger set. Now we're looking at fingers 1 and 2. Same idea, different, same stretch, everything, just subbing out fingers here. 1 E and a 2 E and a 10 and 12 E and a... How often do you have to reset fine tuners? Got that. Hey, Willy Wally. Do you always hang your guitar that high? I do. I mean, it depends on the guitar, and there's a reason for that. It's mechanically, this is how I practice seated. You know, with a straight elbow and then kind of a straight forearm. I don't want to bend my neck, my wrist. So my wrist typically will, if I play low, my wrist gets bent. It bends, and I have to, you know, work out problematic issues with my carpal tunnel, and I don't want my tendons sort of rubbing over my wrist bones, my carpals, or whatever they're called. I don't want to have workplace injuries, so plus if I do play with my strap lower, you know, it's an aesthetic choice in my mind. It's like, do I want to look cool, or do I want to look like a guitar nerd? Or, you know, am I playing guitar for girlfriends? Am I playing guitar for, you know, what am I playing the guitar for? And, you know, everything is really personal. Like if you've got a, you know, a leather collar on with spikes coming out of it, and then, you know, a leather face mask, and then it might look a little cooler. You know, the aesthetic might be cooler if we just drag the guitar on the ground with a huge chain. You know what I mean? It depends. It really depends on what you want to do. But I'm playing the guitar for you know, a lot, you know, more than probably I usually do, or whatever. Maybe an hour or 2, 3, 4, 5 hours more a day. So if I put my guitar down this far, I mean, I have to relearn basic. If I'm seated, I'm playing like this anyway. This is my posture seated. And then if I stand, I need to maintain that posture. And if I don't, I have to relearn how to play the guitar while I'm standing. And I just don't have the time to do that. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4. Fingers 2, 3, and 4. Frets 10, 11, and 12. 1 E and a 2 E and a you know what to do. And that's a great question, 𝗬𝗀𝗏𝗀. Not bad at once per month. Kevin asked, Jason Bender, I played it a little. I haven't devoted a lot of time to it. Yeah, still backwards. Yeah, I did. Thank you for noting that. I did send a message to YouTube today. So if they're not aware of it, which I'm sure they are, they will be aware of it, because I haven't changed any settings, and this is the first I've heard of me being backwards. Thank you, Joshua. Hey, Joshua. Good morning. Elio, Wonderwall. You like the Wonderwall, huh? You like the Wonderwall. Guitar for everyone. Good morning, Jason, and everyone else. Hope everyone is having a great morning. Absolutely. Jazz 3 picks are my go-to. Those are great. The little red ones. Dan Husband. Hey, good morning, crew. Mark, only 6 likes. Yikes. Yeah, we're not here like soliciting the likes, but it is a good thing to note that I am missing notes here once in a while. All right, so let's take a look at fingers 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and 1 E and a 2 E and a 10, 11, 12, go. All we're doing, you know, for some, it's this is not the place to be for some. But for others who, you know, who really want to have the camaraderie, sort of like the brotherhood and sisterhood of this task, who enjoy playing the guitar at, you know, hopefully we get to a pretty high level of accomplishment by the end of this year. And sometimes it's good to, you know, travel solo. Sometimes it's good to travel with the herd. And there are arguments and justifications for both approaches. So we like to leave this open-ended. But if you are tuning in, if you are just tuning in, we all wanted to welcome you to the morning ritual for guitar growth, which happens every weekday morning from 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And usually we wrap at 8:30 a.m. So it's a 1-hour session. We bring our guitars, we go through the breath work, the tuning work, and then we go through this mechanical work, which we definitely can benefit from if you're into this kind of thing. And if you're not into this kind of thing, you definitely don't want to be here. Another thing I've really been enjoying with this, just a quick aside, another thing I've really been enjoying with this guitar, with the floating bridges, the ability to try to find tones, you know, with the whammy bar, with the trem bar, you know. Really fun stuff to do. When you have a little more sustain and you kick your tube screamer on, you know, there's a little grit on the amp, a little wool. It's a little woolly to begin with, and you kick the screamer on. You've got the drive sort of at 50%. You get that like infinite gain, right? It's like you've got one of those magnet things. What are those magnet things you stick over the pick? I've never had one of those. 𝗡𝗋. The 𝗡𝗋. It's almost like you've got an 𝗡𝗋. You know, if you have that setting, it's just wonderful to run distortion on top of distortion on top of distortion. All right, so let's, I'd love to play Wonderwall, and maybe we'll get to that if you stick around. I would encourage you to stick around, bring your guitar, and practice along with us, because what we're doing is we're working on building personal growth, spiritual growth, guitar growth, community growth. We're here all together to bring out from all over the world, working all 2025. This live stream is free. It only costs your seat time, but we definitely take super chats. We definitely take the charity for sure. But that's not the priority. The priority is if you're here and you're spending your seat time, that's already a very significant investment. So we need to talk about that and appreciate that. So your time is super important. So I don't want to dilly-dally. I want to keep the show going. So let's take a look at fingers 2 and 4. We'll do the fret stretch between 2 and 4 and 1 and 3. So we've got 2 frets between each. And we sort of, we're going places with this. So these finger stretches are going to become useful, number one, immediately for our Ted Green chord chemistry series right here on this channel at Jason Carey Guitar. Some of the chords are advanced and then some of the fingerings are just a challenge to get to and can be really like, you know, it can really blast a hole through the, you know, the way I see myself as a guitar player. But I try not to let things like that get to me. I just try to remember that I can push through anything. I can push through anything. And let's take a look. Fingers 2 and 4 on frets 9 and 12. 1 E and a 2 E and a you know what to do E and I love how Dan Husband comes up here and says, good morning, crew. Yeah, like we're all getting in the, you know, the crew cab and going off to the, shuffling off to the job site. And today we're going to conquer the Mount Everest of guitar work. We're going to build a, you know, we're going to install a ski gondola to the top of Everest today, folks. You know, it's, let's see. So fingers 1 and 2, 2 and 4, frets 1. So let's start there again. 1 E and a 2 E and a talk too much, and that's what happens. So we're refocusing on breath, in and out. Oh, hey, we have Scott Fish in the house. Hey, Mr. Scott K. Fish is in the house. That's wonderful, remarkable, and he's commenting here. Thank you for being here, Scott, Mr. Fish. Sounding good. Love to see those finger exercises on Stella. Yeah, they're coming. They're coming. We have a week. We have a week of playing on $50 guitar and see, you know, is it worth buying a $50 guitar, and can we have a joyful experience while we play a $50 guitar? And the answer is, spoiler alert, yes, we can. So let's take a look at fingers 1 and 3. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a... Yeah, Mr. Fish was over here the other day, and as you know, actually, many of you were here when he jumped on the live stream, and then after that, we jumped down into the studio shop and got a few things going. One of the things was this sort of edit of Still Neighbors, so that's coming along nicely. VP Records, sir. Hey, what's going on, VP? Hello again, Mr. Fish. Hey, I haven't been able to watch it a while. Hey, Giver, what's going on? Haven't seen you for a while. Not sure if you still remember me. Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you were like one of the first on the deck here. So let's take a look at fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're going for the 9, 10, 11, and 12, playing the position, so to speak, right? It's the old Mick Goodrick kind of You know, I guess it's not, you know, limited to his approach, but it is sort of position number 9. First finger indicates which fret we're on, which position we're on. So if I'm on position number 9 and I lay back, it's still position number 9, but I would call it position number 9 with a first finger stretch. All right, so but we're starting with a nice number 9. 1 E and a 2 E and a you know what to do. Just super nice and lightweight. And Joshua Barber, good morning, he says. Welcome back, Giver. Yeah, there it is. Definitely Dave Mustaine. No Megadeth? Oh, there's always Megadeth. All right, Jason, heading out. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see you again. Top of the morning to you, Mr. Fish. Nice. We got the guitar emote and the fish emote. Play Comfortably Numb. Yeah, that's a good one. My fingers are going a little bit wild this morning as they sort of start peeling away from the fretboard. So I'm just going to take another moment to reel in those fingers. Here's what it sounds like when I play this with my eyes closed. It sounds different to me for sure. If I ever have problems connecting with a piece of music or a piece of exercise that I'm working, I look no further, no pun intended, than to close my eyes. Fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 again this time, and you know this position, you know this exercise. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4 diagonal pattern, and then we reverse it and then do 1, 2, 3, 4 descend. So we ascend 1, 2, 3, 4, and then descend 1, 2, 3, 4, descend 1 position, ascend 4, 3, 2, 1, then descend 4, 3, 2, 1, and repeat that until we reach the first position. Okay, 1 E and a 2 E and a you know what to do E and playing on the top 4 strings now, which is string grouping number 1. Then we'll go to, after we descend and ascend back to the place from whence we came, we will go to the 4 middle strings and execute the same exercise. Do you like bass? Oh, I love bass, yeah. Do you play bass? All right, 4 middle strings, and here we go. 3 and a 4 E and a. If you wanted to, you could smash that like button for the. I see we're at like 11 likes. And we could improve that situation a little bit with your assistance. Crawling back up from the depths of the guitar neck. Well, there's really no depth and no height. You know, the guitar neck is actually a point of, it's a singularity, isn't it? It's a point of infinite density where all things happen all at once. You know, we just have to map it out. That's all. It's pretty simple. Piece of cake. Kid stuff, right? 1 E and a 2 E and a string group 3. Bottom 4 strings. We're going to work through this with a sweep technique after this as well. Before we do that, before we get into the 1, 2, 3, 4 stretch and the 1, 2, 3, 1 stretch, we're going ahead with an actual arm and wrist and finger stretch. So if you have questions, now would be a great time to start front loading those, because we're really nearing the end of this exercise. And actually, if you have questions for Mr. Fish, I mean, I don't know if he's still here, but I'm sure he'd love to hear from you. There we go. All right. Here's the straight elbow. Straighten it out. Bring the wrist back, and we'll pull gently, ever so lightly. We do not want to create injury. So here's what it looks like from this side. Here's what it looks like from this side. Here's what it looks like this way and this way. So we've got 15 clicks on each posture. All right. We can rotate. Includes the shoulder a little bit. This is all good for the gander. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Then we do the same thing for 15 clicks on the other side. Oh wow, this is feeling great this morning. This just feels wonderful. I see the likes are coming along. Thank you for assisting with that. Thank you kindly for assisting with that. So we have a nice quality stretching moment. Oh yeah, let's read some comments. Yeah, haven't held a guitar in a while and looks mini. Slayer, rah! Yeah, there we go. Slayer in the house. Mark, infinite density. I resemble that remark. Hey, where's the snare drum and the hi-hats when you need it? I should have like a little Stream Deck button here where we can enter that stuff, but it's not for this live stream. Raul, I'm reading Victor Wooten book right now, The Music Lesson, A Spiritual Search for Growth Through Music. Wow. Yeah, what a great opportunity. It's a lot different than the Jacko biography, right? But it's, boy, Mr. Wooten has got this really cool approach to life. Really cool approach, certainly for the bass guitarist, you know. Is he human? I think he's human, right? I've seen him and he looks human to me, but he doesn't sound human. He just sounds like just a monster on that instrument. Darius Darden, how long should you do that exercise? Which exercise? A couple times till you're satisfied with the movement, I'm guessing. Yeah, Raul, great book. Highly recommended. So let's take a look at fingers 1, 2, 3, stretch 4. And okay, we'll check it out. Right on. Good reads for everybody. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a stretch 4. And I'm really going gingerly along with my plectrum here. Any highlights on that? Any highlight notes from that book that you wanted to share with us, Raul? As challenging as the guitar is, it is a certain calming effect on me. Yeah, music tames the beast, doesn't it? This is a pretty high calling if you let it be. All right, so we've reached position number 1. This is our turnaround point just now. Oh, I guess I'm ascending each string, but I'll likely go back to descending. Here we go. I am going back to descending right here. Hey, Mr. Fish, when do you now? You're chatting with a photojournalist that chased down Mr. Don Henley and people like that for a spell, right? Now that's coming up on your Scott K. Fish YouTube, right? In your life, Scott Life Beyond the Symbols at 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 cool to know up front that some activity is happening, and then something is forthcoming, and it really, it's kind of wonderful. Kind of makes you wonder what's actually going to happen with the project, you know. So 1E and a 2E and stretch back to fret 8. 1E and a 2E and a 2E. Yeah, just getting this going here. It's my meditation. Yeah. For me, it is healing. Absolutely. Healing is included. Yeah. Are you breathing and searching for any tension that might be just popping up in your body as we do this project, as we go through this process? I'm noticing that my lumbar, my pelvis kicked back, and it's going to create back problems for me down the road. So if I do not roll, what I want to do is just be aware of where my body is. My body will probably likely do what it needs to do, but if it, you know, it does the thing that it's not supposed to do, I want to be aware of it. If I'm aware of it, I can correct it. Good. All right. So we are finished pretty much with the 4-finger stuff with, oh, okay. Let's take a quick look before we jump back into, I wanted to follow up on this. I know this is sort of like, this is rudimentary or elementary or fundamental to what, you know, whatever that is. But I wanted to talk a little bit about how to accomplish a good sort of a good balanced tone for the, you know, the right hand. I wanted to revisit this because now I want to eventually add other fingers into the tap world, you know. So we have this, whoops, so we can tap chords, you know. I just want to explore some, I want to take this in a new direction for my own purposes. So if I'm, I'm going to spend some time just getting to reacquaint myself with two-hand tapping, because we have that capability here and I just don't want to overlook it. So what we want to do is just, I wanted to remind myself where I was yesterday, just simply approaching the A minor triad. I think this was yesterday, and it's hammer on, pull, you know, basically hammer on, hammer from 2 to 5 to fret number 9, which is the root, the flatted 3, and then the 5th of the A minor triad. So it's also known as the root, which is A, the C, and the E. This is all part of C major. This is relative to C major scale. So there are no sharps and no flats. It's really easy to talk about, but if I wanted to turn this into the, oh, there's one pull-off. The pull-off is, I can easily pull the string out of tune if I'm not careful. So what I try to do is, while I'm pulling up like this, you know, like it's sort of like a circular motion, and you know, its thumb is resting on the top of the guitar neck on the fretboard. And I'm more concerned about good quality tone production. I'm more concerned with this. I'm prioritizing that over speed. Speed will come with time, right? If we're new to this, now what's the 4 chord in the key of A minor or A relative minor? It would be D minor, right? So I know that the D minor chord has an A in it, which means now I have to, you know, in order to get that D note right here, I've got this really crazy looking stretch here. So that turns into a whole, and so what is the perfect fourth is always a 2, and 1 whole step, 2 whole steps, and a half step. 2.5 steps is a whole step, and then so that's the A, the 5 of the D chord, and this is D, the root note, and then this is F, which is F natural, which is the flatted 3 of the D. So here's the 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 4 minor, and that's just a great way to outline or arpeggiate. It's basically the same thing we would do with the right hand. So it's the same thing that we're doing with, you know, Nothing Else Matters. Do you see that arty segue that we just did here? So we've got this nice, now if we use just the open strings, typically we'd start with that forward roll, and we'd have index, middle, and ring fingers sort of looking like they're reaching for the strings, and each finger sort of references the 0 point of the index finger. So the index is the 0. Whenever I do a, you know, we make a stroke on the middle finger, we return to 0, or RTZ, return to 0, and then we index is the reference point, and then the middle finger is the making the stroke, then the third finger makes the stroke, then it returns to its 0 based on where the position of the index finger is. Now, how do we know where the position of the index finger is? Where's the position indicator there? Typically that will be where the thumb, where the finger or the thumb rests on the side of the finger. We get used to feeling this. Usually that 0 is somewhere between this knuckle here and the tip of the thumb, and we're typically in the middle of that area. All of the other fingers fall in line, and then just also, you know how these fingers are not all the same length on most of us, and so what I'll do is draw them all up so that they're on the same plane, and then I have a really nice right hand, and then we can even include the 4th finger, the pinky, on the picking hand. So we're thinking just forward roll, and we're trying to just remember that this is the grip that we're trying. This is the spatial intelligence we're looking at developing here. And you'll notice the thumb is not bent backwards like this. It's bent forward, and it's doing that same style of pluck and reset, pluck, return, reset, pluck. And this requires a lot of attention from my person to to get this correct, right? So I know where to, I don't need any fingers on any strings. I know where I need to be with my right hand because I'm perched on the guitar. And that is my, I can telescope or retract. I can do all of these things to place my hand where it needs to be. As soon as I place another finger down on the top of the guitar for stabilization, now I've limited my capacity to, you know, explore the range, the full dynamic range of the guitar. So that's why you'll see me sort of recommend that we don't anchor down to the top of the guitar. The forward roll would look like this. If you watch Mr. Mancuso, like Matteo Mancuso, his finger techniques, he always looks like he's reaching too, right? He's got a, you know, sort of an 𝗪𝗫𝗀𝗃 𝗀𝗃𝗃 approach to the right hand. Typically, this should look like this. Each finger happens one at a time and return to 0. So this is really helpful for me. This is the kind of exercise that we'll really start meditating on next week. This will help to amplify our right hand approach. Then we start forward rolls, and then the next thing we would do is we discuss the reverse roll. Is this pretty consistent with how you are approaching the song, Kevin? Time is all over the place here. Part of that is because my hips caved in. You know, I need to focus on my pelvis being right underneath my shoulder blades, right? If you do yoga, you'd kind of help, that would help. And it would help me for sure. And then there's this reverse roll that we're mastering in us. We want to have that feel as comfortable as this is, as the, you know, as comfortable as we can get that forward roll. We want to have that reverse roll feel as comfortable. So it would be the metronome setting is a little quicker than the song might be, but so there's a lot of that going on, and I'm glad that you're working on the fingerstyle because it's just such a fun space to operate in. Okay, let's bring back tapping. Absolutely, yeah, why not? Jason, do you like jazz masters like Kurt Rosenwinkel and like George Benson? Or the guitars, like the Fender Jazz Masters? Absolutely, absolutely. Got to practice for rehearsal tomorrow. Denim Dennis will be live Friday and Saturday on Instagram as we prep for our gig on February 21st. See you tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, go get some, man. Do you have any clips from a rehearsal? I don't know if you can share any clips at all from a rehearsal. That would be really cool. Love to see that, man. Just that little, give us a little glimpse into the behind the scenes. That'd be wonderful. But understandable if you know, you're saving that moment for the show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, Anthony. We'll see you soon. 𝗘𝗵𝗄𝗃 pelvis. Good day, Anthony. It's my meditation. Raul, Jason, love jazz masters. Excellent finger coaching today. This message is held for review. I don't know what it is. Can't see it. Yes, you have mad technical skills. Mark and Elvis. All right. I'm caught up with the we're caught up here. So I just wanted to focus just one more time, just a quick review of where we've been today. We started with some light breath work. We started with some tune-up. We started with some tuning up and light breath work, and we continued on mechanically in a hopeful and an inspired way. We heard through the mechanical process of practice and you know, we got through all of that. We had a couple of comments, a couple of really great recommendations for books to read. One was from our dear friend Mr. 𝗘𝗵𝗃. He has been working on reading Victor Wooten's book. And what is the name of that book? Let's see. Let's find it and rename it. Reading Wooten's book right now. It's called The Music Lesson: A Spiritual Search for Growth Through Music. That what a wonderfully timeless title, and the timing is great for me in particular, because that's literally what I hope to accomplish on this channel. What I'm going to do is I also wanted to improve my speed, so I'm going to finish up today. If you're still here, you can practice along with me if you like. I'm going to use quintuplets or 5 attacks per beat and run through that 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise. So also we need 2 more. I think 2 more likes to get to our, you know, our, what is it, like a 20 like minimum or whatever. Can you help a brother out? I know you can. I know you can do it. I'm going to manifest a like right here, right now. Watch this. I know it's got a little weird there for a second. Why don't we let the likes happen on their own? I don't know what liking the video does for this channel. I'm showing as 19. Let's start with, oh yeah, we only need 1 more. Yeah, just 1 more. 1 more like. Ready? 1 e into, oh no, it's not 1 e into. So I've got to do 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 ganga danga ding ganga ding ding bunga danga bunga danga 1 2 1 2 3 bunga bunga. It's taken me a second to just jump on board. We haven't done quintuplets for a couple of weeks now, hot minute. Let's do 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. Here we go. We should all wish Anthony and his band a really great rehearsal. We got 20. Right on. Woo. Music for Love, awesome. Are we looking for Denim Dennis on Instagram? One, two, three, four, five. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 1. Beautiful guitar. I love the guitar. I like it as much as I like my $50 Harmony Stella. I have friends who paid a lot more for those things. Now I'm just going to try a quick arpeggiation system. And you can take a look at this. This is available. I think I made this available. If not, I'll make it available on the channel. Yeah, and then we'll move up to the key of F. Ooh. So stuff like that I'd like to work on. I really enjoyed that kind of work. I really, there's another one that we just, we could just kind of add for next week. We have that 1-3-4, 1-3-4. So speed development is a part of what we're accomplishing here in our morning rituals, and we're getting to the point where we're starting to introduce more and more of that. But I wanted to close up today with a reminder of you know, this right hand, this two hand tapping sequence that we started with A minor. And you know, it's not that we want to get it together for the purpose of flash. I want to get this together for purpose of understanding. So it's another way to break down this A minor triad that we would otherwise play 2, 1, and open high E. We would play that typically like we would play that, you know, typically there that way. But now what I'm trying to do is break this down into intervallic bite-sized pieces. And I'm really working on repeating the thing in the context of metronomic quality timing. And then the first thing I want to do is use the 1, 4, and 5 chords of each key that I study. And then now I want to get that muscle memory. So we've got gross motor skill involved, because now I've got to place my whole right arm, my thumb has to move from this one position that I'm used to. You know, let's say I've been practicing this A minor two-handed tapping sequence for a spell. Then I need to, you know, move that up a half step so that my thumb needs to shift as well. So the whole arm moves. Now what I would do is I'd, you know, maybe use that, give myself a break and use E7 with the 3, the 5, and the flat 7, making it a harmonic minor scale. We could also do this. We could use E minor by moving each one of these frets up 2 frets. And then we're up there. If we wanted to resolve from B to E, that E minor, then I can move to the next inversion of A minor. So you see the work, you can see the work, you can see where we're going with this. What we're trying to do is link the entire guitar neck together in a very organic, wholesome, and comforting and musical way. So beautiful guitar. I really love the guitar. It's the Ibanez RG series. Another benefit we get out of practicing with the guitar standing up is I really need to become aware of where the headstock is at all times, because if I turn around and then knock into the door here, I'm really going to, I'll be disappointed. So I just recognize the value of any guitar. And I'm consuming more space than I'm normally consuming just as a standing bloke, just standing around. So just, you've got another couple feet, through 2 or 3 feet on the other end of you. So just keep that in mind when you're negotiating the kitchen. I like to get out there and cook them, you know, let the macaroni go, get the macaroni started, and then, or whatever, the pasta started, and then, you know, let that go. And I'm practicing with the, you know, my, I've these really cool Shure in-ear monitors, and I plug it into my little amp. I have a little amp that you plug into the guitar here. So I'm you know, or either that, or I'm just acoustically practicing in the kitchen. So, you know, just if you're standing with your guitar, good idea to remember, like, you've got a big stick hanging out the other side of your body. Harmony, what I learned on, yeah. If you learned on a warped neck, you can't learn on a better guitar. Well, it was horrible, but I loved it. So yeah, that's one of you're getting me going now. One of the things that when people ask about, hey, I'm looking for a new guitar, what should I buy? Well, if you can afford a $3,500 guitar and it's not going to hurt you with your disposable income being so readily available, and you can liquidate that without injury to yourself, do it. But you're going to miss, you're really never going to fully appreciate what that $3,500 guitar or that $15,000 guitar can do for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you haven't experienced like what the Harmony Stella or what the you know, the $50 Craigslist beater can do for you as a beginner, you know, to me it feels like I'm introducing more gaps in my knowledge, and at this point in my life, I'd like to reduce gaps in my knowledge. Do you know what I mean? And I don't have that full range of appreciation. I also know that I can go back to the Harmony at any time if I wanted to, you know, sound like Robert Johnson singing Crossroads Blues. I know I could dial in that open G tuning, and I could just slap a slide on it and then play the blues, kind of the blues style tune. I know how to get that gritty, dirty, nasty, stinking sound that I wouldn't be able to get with a $15,000 guitar. Do you know what I mean? I just can't do that with my Conleys or my, you know, the Bourgeois. You just can't. I mean, you know, it's like playing pretend. You know, I grew up in a period of time where there were a lot of posers around, you know, like the skateboarders, we'd call each other posers if we couldn't do the trick or whatever. So you always worked really hard to get good at your craft. And so so you'd earn the title of, you know, wow, you're like really laying it down. So having a full appreciation of the understanding, I appreciate that. Music for Love. What kind of pickups do you have? These are, you can look up the RGH, you know, the HGFS or whatever it is. It's the 420. And they're DiMarzio pickups. I love DiMarzio's stuff. They always do a great job, but it's a guitar, you know, I've just got to say, it's a guitar like, you know, the back part of it is like, you know, it's mahogany, and it's the color of a Les Paul. And the front of it just happens to be a flame maple, book-matched maple, and like the front of a Les Paul. And the binding just happens to be very similar to that of a Les Paul. So I just find it really interesting that there's a Super Strat made that looks, you know, basically, and sounds kind of like a Les Paul, right? It's a cool little rig. I like it. I think you can still find them on Reverb. Sometimes you can get them new, I think, for like $800-900 or something. But the used ones are right up around $600-700. They seem to hold their value pretty well. It's not a, you know, it's not a real expensive guitar, but I mean, it's more expensive than some, but it's not like one of the Gem series guitars or whatever. 530, a onesie and a two. Got it. A onesie and a twosie and a put number. I forget that. You said that yesterday. I'm going to keep using it. So let's do one more exercise to close us out today using that. Crazy Dawa, hello. Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am. Whatever, I don't know. I remember you had good morning. Late 60s H1260 Sovereign, my ultimate campfire guitar. Wow. Do you have any photographs of that? Do you share photographs of that? JasonCareyGuitar@gmail.com. Have a great day, everybody. Until tomorrow. Thank you, Kevin, for hanging out. Great to see you. Nirvana Lithium. I want to hear that. All caps. So do you think Risan wants to hear that? YOLO. Hello. That nice guitar. I keep it at hand. It's a good one to remember. I'm going to start using it. Onesie and a twosie and time. Wait a minute. I just saw it. Tying up my shoesies or something, right? Mark. Onesie and a twosie and a putting on my shoesies. Onesie and a twosie and a putting on my shoesies. So I'll go ahead and just do this minor 7 arpeggio. It's really great because it's got all 4 fingers working the magic. A onesie and a twosie and a no. Look at me slow on the uptake. A onesie and a twosie and a putting on my shoesies. There's another one that's really cool. That's only fingers 1 and 4. There's the 5 and the flat 7, and then the 1 and the flat 3, then the 5, and then we go up 2 frets, up 2 strings to the 5 and the flat 7 to the 1 and the flat 3. Then we go, what we would do is typically go up 2 frets and up 1 string, but then we have the, the B string kicks us up a further one because the B string's tuned to half step down. Always gotta be one in the family, you know what I mean? So there's that flat, there's the 5 flat 7 and the 1 and the flat 3. So here's another version, a variation, only a 2-finger pattern. So here's that again one more time. Really got to pay attention to. So if we're not paying attention to position shifts, this exercise is all about position shifting. So we've got the benefit of having a really simple pattern, a really simple finger pattern. But I just remember every position is 2 frets, up 1, up 2 frets, up 2 strings. Except for the B string, which is up 3 frets, up 2 strings. Oh, much better when I'm focusing on where the first finger is. So if I don't focus on where the first finger goes, if I miss where the first finger goes, I get like this, I get this little question mark, and that question mark is enough to completely derail this technique. Finger 1 is definitely the one for me that defines which position I'm operating in. So that's good. I think that's about it for today. So we had a very fun and very exciting morning guitar ritual together. Tomorrow, we're going to do a little bit more of the same. We're going to continue to push the boundaries for 2-finger tapping tomorrow. And we're preparing ourselves, our minds, to get back to the acoustic guitar for a week of right hand finger styling. So that will include some very basic and fundamental meditative approaches. We'll explore alternate tunings, okay? Very simple, but effective alternate tunings that will help us to engage in that repetition so that we can find that trance-like state, so that we can really focus on highlighting certain strings when we want, playing melodies while playing chords. We're just really going to enjoy a nice fingerstyle week next week. And then we'll come right back to the electric guitar. But we have, tomorrow we're going to finish out strong with some other arpeggios and 2-finger tapping. And if you have other questions, oh, you wanted some Nirvana, right? Come on, bro, I want to hear you play Nirvana. So no photos and no pick guard. But I'll take a couple of photos on my low budget collection. That'd be good. Yeah, let's do it. Right on, good thinking. Get some lighting on it too if you're going to do it. Like, you know, may as well have some fun with the lighting and stuff. And setup and all of that stuff. So lithium, which one is lithium now? I forget like which is lithium. I don't typically do this on my this live stream. I have a members only live stream where we do break down songs and we take requests, we learn songs in real time. That's a great helpful place to be. So we have the 1, the flat 3, the 3. Oh yeah, here we go. So where do we start from? Da, 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 da. So we have the root major 3. So it's pretty much like the B minor triad that he's playing the chords around the B minor triad. So it's let me turn that metronome off because the metronome is really not, it's hindering at this moment. So it's so we're on G, and then we start the flat 3 like we're moving into a blues song, and then up a whole step, and then back to what is it? So oh. I'm so happy. I'm so happy 'cause today I found my friend. Yeah, really great stuff. Really great stuff. Thank you for asking about that. Which is lithium. Here we go. Let me just get that back up to speed here. All right, thank you very much for attending today. And come on, bro, you heard it now. Now, Risan, you can drop me a $20 super chat if you want. I'm definitely receptive to that. I'm going to hang out for a few minutes in case you want to do that. Let's see. No photos, but I'll take a couple of photos of my budget collection. I just took a picture, but don't know how to send it. If you can send it to jasoncareyguitar@gmail.com, it will get me. It'll get to me. It'll find me. So, Risan, thank you for the request, and thank you for being so forthcoming with your requests. You can become a channel member if you'd like. The channel memberships give you access to early release videos, and it gives you access to free members-only live streams where we talk about songs like that. and we break songs down. So if you have particular questions and you want to learn particular songs and particular techniques, that's a great place to meet up, all right? So I will see you again. If you're just tuning in, tomorrow, every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are doing this live stream every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For the remainder of 2025, it's a morning ritual for guitar growth, and we are doing this for free. It's free. All it costs is your seat time, obviously, which is the most expensive thing to do. Your time is irreplaceable. We usually run an hour. I'm way over, and I apologize. My apologies for keeping you way over today, and I hope to see you all tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. And until we meet again, I wish you happy picking.